as a microwave kids,
There you go.
meaning there's no,
Because your mom's busy,
they're busy and all that. So that's why so this is one of the reasons we are doing this, and for our community, and also for, dreamers.
Right.
We all come here.
Yeah, the intersection of not only cultural issues, but then also gender identification, sexual attraction, all those things on top. It just adds more layers to that issue.
Right. So, and the third one we're going to point out, the reason we're doing this is because we just had pandemic, and actually it's still here. It's not going away.
Numbers are going up again.
Yeah. So a lot of people, I say a lot of people run into trouble, health, or financial, but there's a lot of people also have a benefit of the event. Yeah. So if you are affected by the pandemic, then we can, talk about it, and we have some solution based on yours and my experience on that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Good. And then the final reason we want to do this is to kind of bring us together. We want to unite businesses. We want to help encourage businesses to develop their DEI, their diversity, inclusion, and equity programs, lobby to hire more trans people, more LGBTQ people. We want to encourage our own community to start their own businesses, to create jobs, just to really bring our community together, unite them financially from the backbone of business, so that we can be as strong of a community as possible.
Yeah. Yes. So, you did some research on the numbers and to prove that we are facing these issues, and there's like top 11 points that we can talk about.
There are a number of issues, and we looked at a few studies, and we have those in the website if you want to go for more details. But based on different issues that our community faces, first is discrimination. 42% of the people in LGBTQ communities reported having been discriminated against just because of their sexual orientation. And so on the video, we're going to look through these numbers and have them on the screen. But if you're listening to us on a podcast where that's not visual, feel free to go to our YouTube channel, and you'll be able to see these numbers. And also on our website, we will have links to the sources of all this information.
Yeah. So discrimination is a very, very big issue for trans people, LGBTQ people. Oftentimes, we heard, somebody decided to transition and they get fired, or they not get accepted and they, lost their jobs.
Yeah, we think of several people we had on the show already.
Yes.
Catherine being one of them, Carrie having issues, really all of us to some extent. Yes. Right.
Yeah. So this is a major issue. So we're going to point out all the issues, and we'll talk about how to resolve it.
Yes, exactly.
So
the number that kind of stood out for me was 78% of trans people have faced discrimination at some level. So that's, we hear the number 42% a lot, or 41% in terms of been with suicide ideation, but a number this huge is very significant, and kind of really helps us frame the struggle that we all face on a daily basis with a number that large, 78%.
Yeah.
Okay, the next one is unemployment. The trans community average unemployment rate is about 16% right now, which is 3 times the U.S. general population. So we 3 times higher are people out of work. And so we obviously know a lot of those reasons because of hostile work environments, not being in a safe enough place to come out. Maybe you're in an industry that is very male dominated, or just unsafe, period. Then just do something like this would be really difficult and challenging.
I was holding a job before I fully transitioned, and I got fired for no reason. But I wasn't really dressed up to work at that time, but my hair was long. And I lost weight, tried to look more slim. And again, no reason. And then just no in advance notice at all. Like usually say 2 weeks notice or something.
You have to wonder.
See? So,
Right.
and I was about to, turn in the letter
Oh, okay.
saying, I'm going to come out, I'm going to start.
Yeah.
Yeah. So too bad. And,
Yeah.
yeah, but unemployment is also a very, very
Right.
major issue
Yeah,
for us.
exactly.
Yes.
I have several friends online that I think about that have lost jobs or have just so much discrimination in what they currently have that they're looking for something else. So maybe they don't lose it by being terminated or letting go or laid off or anything, but
Right.
because of its unsafe place, they have to find something else. So
Yeah.
yeah. Then another interesting number is self-employment. The national average for entrepreneurs in our country is about 7%. But in our community, it's 18% is self-employed, which is very interesting. I think there's reasons why we are good entrepreneurs, but I think underlining this is we have to create our own stuff because some of the places that we've existed in before is not safe.
Yeah, so just like the last unemployment number is kind of just kind of carry to self-employment.
Yes.
Because if you unemployment or cannot get a job,
Right.
so the only way you can do is create something like
Exactly.
you said.
Right.
Yeah. So so just like the example I give you about immigration. So we came here, we don't know anyone, we don't know English.
Yeah.
So the only way we can do is open business.
Right.
So,
Exactly.
yeah.
Do it yourself. Right.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
And in that process, you learn so much doing that and simulate, was the way your family has been able
Yes,
to.
that's what I did. Yeah.
Yeah, I think being the founder of TransZoned and knowing and being able to communicate and with the businesses that have joined so far, it's amazing the breadth of things that we have from landscaping to owning frame shops to candle making to counseling to life coaching. I mean, just such a wide range of unique, creative, wonderful things that our community is doing. So that's something that excites me a lot to see all the different things we're doing.
Yeah, everybody comes from different walks of life, experience. Sometimes a lot of fields I never know, and I just jump into it. So,
exactly.
Yeah, I learn as we go. Yeah,
Exactly. This was a big number here.
Oh, wow.
The
32%.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Transgender employees make 32% less than their cis counterparts. And so, again, there's a lot of reasons that we can unpack here, but this is a huge number. This is something that should make us all step back a little bit and say, wow, with what we faced this last year, or actually the last 3, 4, 5 years, and seeing that this number still exists in the workplace is amazingly sad.
Yeah, I think one major reason is because, just the previous reason, unemployment, discrimination. If you let's say I have a tech experience, like Tani was saying.
Right.
I have tech experience. I want to go back to tech after I transition, but they don't want me.
Right. Exactly.
So the only way to survive is like what I did before.
Yeah.
Try Uber, deliver DoorDash, and and I know some other girls or guys, they work in a grocery store.
Right.
So those are minimum wage.
It's
pay.
funny that you said that because in one of the studies I was reading, they brought out that trans people are 3 times more likely to work in a convenience or grocery store than the rest of the population.
Yeah, I think that's the reason why, because we get pushed down.
Yeah, exactly.
So we can only make minimum wage.
Right.
That's why that number is so high.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly right. And then we all know how COVID-19 has affected us individually, but as a community, it's been pretty devastating across. The highlighted one, there's the LGBTQ people of color are 44% more likely to take a cut in work hours, and trans people were 125% more likely to do so. So whether the business was open or closed, whatever their COVID protocol was, our community took the biggest hit in terms of those loss of hours.
Yeah, I think it's back to the last one because the job that we can get, it's just, it can be replaced by anybody.
Right.
So that's why that number is so high, because if you work in a grocery store, if there's no business or the business not open, then they will let you go and they can find somebody tomorrow.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
that's why the number
tomorrow.
is high. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Since COVID-19, LGBTQ households are more likely to live in poverty. And this number was 28% of trans individuals are more likely to earn less than $25,000 a year. So 28% of our population is basically at or below the line of poverty for our country.
Mm-hmm.
And the general population is 14%, as you can see there.
Yeah. So same reason. I think what we just talk about, discrimination, unemployment, pay gap, and that's why it's all pushing down to make less.
Right.
Yeah, that's the whole reason.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Another one here, 50% of trans individuals report that it's been difficult to pay for usual household expenses. This is since June of 2020 is when this status is come out. And I know for me, some of my personal finances struggled this year. There was some effect of COVID, but I don't know for me in particular it was necessarily because I'm trans, more that I got sick with COVID. I was out for 5 weeks and my company only paid for 2 weeks. And so I was out okay. I didn't lose my job or anything, but I didn't get paid. And then I missed probably another on and off 5 weeks because of headaches that I had from COVID. Right. And luckily those are all gone now, but I lost a lot of work and I got behind on my bills. And this year for me, kind of stepping out and starting my own business financially, that kind of put me at a little bit of a disadvantage because I was already in the hole when I was trying to actually launch and do my own thing. So it was challenging. And then fear. This is another big one that I think is we all can relate to no matter what background we're coming from in our community. About half, 50.4% of LGBT workers in the U.S. are not out to their supervisors. 1/4, 25%, are not out to anyone at work. Comfortability with coming out can differ from gender and rank. And so men are more likely to be out at 80%, and women are 58% likely to be out across the LGBTQ community. Right. And this was interesting. Seniors are 80% more likely to be out than junior employees, which are 32%. So I think that's probably because they have some seniority. They've been there longer. Right. They know how the corporation culture works. Yes. And so, but yeah. And then these were some tough numbers to read. As a white person, I know that part of my responsibility in being anti-racist is to speak up for the Black community and specifically the Black trans community. But these numbers were staggering. Black trans had an extremely high unemployment rate at 26%, 2 times the rate of the overall transgender population, but 4 times the rate of the general population. And 41% of Black trans people said they had experienced hopelessness at some point in their lives, more than 5 times the national average. And so those numbers are they are staggering, and we know that so many of our Black brothers and sisters are in trouble. Right.
And I also noticed just people of color in general, they also have a lot of business owners on their own.
Yes, exactly.
Because I think it's because of all the same reasons that we're facing. So there's no, that's the only way they can survive.
Exactly. Yeah, so. Yes. And we do see a lot of people talking about their small businesses online, even some GoFundMe campaigns that have come out to help Black trans housing and things. So I want to encourage everyone, if you can, if you're coming from a place of means or a place of resource, feel free, do give back, do those, use those venues or those vehicles in order to help our community. But also, this being Pride Month, if you're buying your Pride gear, look for the Black or the people of color trans creators online. Yeah. The T-shirts, there's tons of amazing stuff out there. Yes. And you can look at another plug, but transzone.co for these businesses, but just search online. There's so many great things out there. Yeah. So these are one of the ways that we can help provide for our community internally.
Yes. So now we're going to talk about how to solve those problems.
Yes.
Like you and I had some experience of solving some of those problems that we just mentioned.
Right.
Yeah. So let's say starting from pandemic, I didn't lose my job, but my 9 to 5 at that time, still 9 to 5 right now, same one, but it was cut to part-time.
Right.
And my boss was not very comfortable for us to work from home.
Yeah.
So because she's more old school, more so she doesn't have the sense of controlling.
Yes.
That's why.
Right.
But the good part is I was able to learn a lot of stuff during those times that I worked part-time. And just like how like when you drive to your streets or anywhere, have you ever drive somewhere and then you walk one time and you discover a lot of different things?
Yes. Yeah.
So I think a lot of people, including myself, that's what happened because we were always in the rat race.
Yeah.
We run,
Right.
go, but we never stop and look around and see, So that's what happened to me because I was nothing to do and think of what can I do, So I started reading and reading really opened my mind to many different things. Okay. Yeah. So
first of all, the things you read.
Well, first of all, this can be related to you too because we talk about unemployment.
Yes. So
in today's world, in society, a lot of stuff or a lot of jobs or career are on uncertainty, especially today, right now, because the inflations and all that. So what I discover is side hustles, because from school we learn, we go to school, get a good grade, and we find a good job. Right. So since because I got cut part-time, so I have to find some different ways of, make it up for my expense. Right. So I started a lot of side hustles. Yeah, which is also open to a lot of opportunities. So like yourself, you have Transong, and you have now you got a license.
I'm switching up a little bit into financial services.
Right. So congrats. Right. Yeah. So and all other guests that we interview, everybody is doing a lot of different things. Right. So one solution to unemployment, or even if you are self-employed, you can branch out to different niches, different spaces.